Hey everybody. Now I know a lot of you out there probably don't like the snow, but let's be honest, there's a lot of fun to be had in the wintertime. You have skiing or snowboarding, snowmobiling. Of course you can do something like this. Time for a snow nut! Or you can do what we're about to do, and that is hit an open runway and go snow plowing. Now I know snow plows like this Boss, they're really meant for hard work, and men and women earn their living every day using these things. For us, we're just out here to have fun, but I want to find out exactly which one of these Chevy HD trucks is best for snow plowing. So we're gonna hit the runway in a gas and then in a diesel, and I'll tell you which HD you should buy if you want to move a lot of snow. Let's get started. Well everybody, we're just heading out onto the runway right now here at the Marquette International Airport, and we're gonna do some plowing. So we got ourselves a nice Boss straight plow on the front here. We also have a bunch of V plows here today, and I can't wait to see how this thing feels. So I've got my guy Rob here from Boss, and I think Rob, one of the first questions, as someone who's never plowed snow before, I've lived in snow my whole life but never actually plowed, what are the big differences between a straight blade and then the V? I mean, the V is, seems to be more popular these days, but you tell me, what are the big differences?
The V is a little bit more popular because it's a little more versatile. You can fold that out into scoop mode. It helps a lot in stacking snow when you get to the end of a parking lot. Pull it up in a scoop and allows you to stack it up on the banks. If you're going through, say, a lot of what we're going to do today, where you're going through an open lot where something may not have been broken up, you can bring it back into V. It keeps the truck nice and straight. It likes to break snow. With the straight blades, not that they're a bad plow or anything, but as you're breaking open areas like that, you will need to angle that plow or it will start to stop the truck. Once you angle that plow, it's going to want to try and kick that truck sideways.
Gotcha. So the V is just, like you said, a little more versatile, works in more situations.
Correct.
A little bit better.
Yep.
So guys, this thing right here is the redesigned block heater for these Chevy HDs. Now the engineers wanted to hide it. They didn't want you having an extension cord hanging out of your grill anymore. So they've actually really nicely tucked it in down here by this front fender. That's a really smart feature. Now, another thing, honestly, when Chevy redesigned this truck, they actually thought about snow plowing. So before, when you brought your Chevy into the dealership to get a plow put on, they would take a Sawzall to it. Well, no longer in 2020. There's actually this plastic dam that fits down underneath. It pops right off and allows you to put on that snowplow attachment. Now, all of that stuff is standard, the block heater, that design, but you can get the snowplow prep package from Chevy, which is gonna outfit your truck and make sure you're ready to go. So for $150 US, if you go for that snowplow prep package, you're going to get a power feed to accommodate a strobe light up on the roof. So if you want to put a light up there, you can do that. The wiring is ready for you. It's going to come with a single 220 amp alternator, so a heavy duty alternator. You're running more power here to lights, to pumps, so you need extra power. Then you're going to get heavy duty front springs. Now I mentioned this thing right here weighs up to 970 pounds. Some of these are even heavier. You need heavy duty suspension to accommodate all this weight hanging in front of your truck, and the prep package brings that. And then finally, you get underbody skid plates that protect the transfer case. So they're a little further back in the truck, but they're going to make sure that your T-case is nice and safe from debris when you're out plowing. And there's another winter ready package from Chevy, that is the Alaskan. Now if you go for the Alaskan, the snowplow prep package and everything it includes, well, it comes standard with the Alaskan. But you go for this truck, you're gonna be paying $1,150 in the US, so it's a lot more expensive, $1,000 more than that snowplow prep. But you're also gonna get 18-inch wheels. You're of course gonna get this decal back here. You're gonna get a spray-in bed liner as standard. The roof marker lights come with the Alaskan package. And one final thing the Alaskan package includes, come I'll show you, I think this is maybe my favorite part about it actually, an entirely rubberized floor. So right from the driver's side all the way over to the passenger, that thing's fully rubber. And again, if you have big, salty, wet, nasty boots, that's exactly what you want in your truck. You do not want to be dealing with floor mats. Opting for Alaskan also brings you all-terrain tires, in this case Michelin LTX AT2s. I do appreciate that the package brings you more aggressive tires. However guys, if I have Alaskan on the side of my truck, I want real winters. It'd be nice if Chevy included a real winter tire in this package, and you know what, maybe they even give you 2 sets of tires when you buy the Alaskan. I'd be happy with that too. And one other thing, heated seats here, heated steering wheel should be standard on Alaskan regardless of the trim. So another thing I really love, I was commenting on this before, is the lights. You guys have these LEDs, but what makes them so special? You can let the people know.
So with our SL3 lights, one thing that helps, especially on a day like today where there's a lot of blowing snow, is our heater grids integrated into the lights.
That's so smart.
That way you don't get that ice bridging or that salt or that icing buildup on those headlights from the blowing snow. Especially you get a day where it's windy, you're going through a lot of light powder like this, it will tend to come up over the plow, cover the lights. And it especially helps at night where you don't want to be getting out constantly clearing ice off the headlights.
Totally. Yeah, no, it's brilliant. And you know what, a lot of car manufacturers need to take note, because there's a lot of LEDs now where they get caked up in the winter and then you can't see anything coming out of those lights. Yep. That's very smart. So we went through the whole hookup process, and it certainly does not seem to be a complicated process. But I guess my first question is, the 2 wires that hang out of the grill, what are they? Yep,
so you'll have a 2-pin heavy power and ground cable. This will be to run your pump motor, your hydraulic pump motor on the plow.
Got it.
Heavy gauge controls a lot of your amperage. The other connector is our 13-pin plow side, or 13-pin connector.
Okay.
That'll run all of your functions, where it'll go through the controller to control all of the valves out on the plow to control operation, as well as it controls all your functions on your headlights out to the plow through that one plug.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. And when you get a Boss plow, does all of that wiring come with it, or is that part of the Chevy, or how does that
So
exactly
that is
work?
all standard. So we have a control harness that would go underneath the hood of the truck. The whole control kit will come with controller, it'll come with your solenoid, your heavy gauge power and ground cables. The plows come with all wiring set up on them when you buy them. So it really is kind of just a nice, easy setup system.
Yeah, plowing is important, but another huge part of snow removal and snow safety is, of course, laying down sand or salt or different material to make sure you're not going to slip and fall. That's another thing Boss does. They build these spreaders. So this right here is a hopper style spreader. Takes up your entire box. This thing can add, a few thousand pounds of weight onto your truck, but it can also carry 1.5 cubic yards of material. So you get quite a bit in there that you can go out and spread. And now here, let me show you a different kind of spreader. There's also something like this. This is what they call a tailgate spreader. So here you can hook this thing up all by yourself. You don't have to worry about inserting it all the way into your truck. It just goes right in your 2-inch hitch. You use these guys right here to level it and make sure it's on there tight, and then you're good to go all by yourself. Of course, if you want to save money, this is what you're going to go for. And then if you have a big operation, a lot of spreading to do, you can get one of those big guys. So we're gonna get out and plow now. So first of all, you can show me how this controller works.
Okay, so your controller on-off toggle on the back or on the top here.
Yeah.
Toggle it on. You'll have your raise mode. Left wing will swing it that way. Wing right will swing it all the way over this way.
Got it.
Once you hit lower, it'll come down.
Got it.
If you double tap this controller, red light will come on. That'll be float. Allow it to follow contour of the ground.
10-4. Going into float mode. Beautiful. And what do we have her in right now? We're in auto right now, so let's leave her in auto and see how she does. Now, Boss does not recommend going over 14 miles per hour, right?
Correct.
So,
yep, plowing speed, you'd want to be 14 and under.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. Well, so far, I mean, there's tons of power, no issue there. The auto 4-wheel drive doesn't even really feel like it's kicking in. Got to turn my wipers on, but I mean, we're not getting any snow up and over yet. Beautiful, and the float mode really does work well, right? To stay
Yep.
with the contour of the road.
Yeah, it does help, and it definitely helps on, like, say, a bottom trip plow or a single trip on the bottom, or your full mold board doesn't trip.
Sure.
That way, if it does trip, it allows that little bit to come up without the weight of the truck pushing down on it.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, I can feel it pulling me right there a little bit.
Yep.
Especially when you get into some
Like, you can even
tougher
dig in a
stuff.
little bit heavier, and
Yeah.
you'll really feel it want to try to almost rock the truck
Oh
over.
yeah, no kidding.
Yep.
And of course the angle of the blade, oh yeah, totally changes which direction you're gonna get pulled.
Yep.
But that wasn't that big a deal, and as long as you're counter steering against it,
Correct. Yep. As long as you're aware of it,
yeah,
it's no big deal.
And then I guess that's part of the speed too, right? Because the more speed you're gonna do, it's just gonna absolutely pull you in one way or the other.
For sure.
So right about here.
So right here, I just keep going with it. I
yeah?
wouldn't even lift it up. I just keep going. It looks like someone else did.
Okay.
But I would just try and push right through that. And once we get right out toward the
Yeah.
end, just gradually give her a little lift, and you'll come right up off that snow pile.
And yeah, perfect. So while you're on the move, it lifts too. No big deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful, man. That is really smooth. And this is the 6.6 liter Duramax diesel in here, 910 pound-feet of torque. And I mean, it didn't even like flinch at that snow at all. So when it comes to power, this diesel certainly has plenty of it. We have to take a closer look at these plows for sure. So Boss has 4 different styles of plow out here today. This one right here, the V, has to be the most versatile of all the plows. That's why it's actually become one of the more popular plows. And here's one of the things that makes it unique, this DXT specifically. It has 2 different trip edges. That's what Boss calls it. So you see this entire bottom edge right here. If you were to hit a curb or hit something that's, you know, only 2 inches off the ground, that edge is gonna trip and actually allow you to keep on plowing. Now, if you were to hit something taller, let's say something that's, you know, 3 feet high, and it's gonna hit the middle of your plow, the entire plow will trip forward like this and actually allow you to keep going without causing damage. So Boss has really paid attention to the nuances of snow plowing, and they've made this plow really versatile. Now, one other thing, there's 3 different materials you can get with your Boss snow plow. You can still get the standard steel, you can get a poly material. Now the poly, they basically actually put it right on the face of the steel, and it doesn't stick to the snow, so it's a little bit better for plowing and helps the snow really disperse and helps you move it. And then you have this option right here, that is stainless steel, and Boss specifically told us that this has no real advantage besides the fact that it looks really cool. Now, when you're talking about weight, and of course that is important, this plow you're looking at right here, this is a 8' 2" stainless steel DXT. This weighs in at 977 pounds. All right, Katie, well, it's time to go plowing again. Now, so far today, I've just been in the straight blade with the diesel. Now we're in a V with the gas engine. So first of all, this controller is a little different. Can you sort of walk me through all the different things going on here?
Yeah, absolutely. So you have your right and left wing angles here.
Okay.
So if you're going to windrow to the left, you're going to angle that right up. You're gonna
Gotcha.
angle the other way. And then you can also do the V position. Like if you're going to brake trail or you're going into a parking lot for the first time, you can put that into V position. We aren't doing any stacking here right now, but if you were going to do any stacking, you could use that scoop position to help you scoop that snow into the stacking.
Okay, I see.
A lot more versatility with the V-Plow.
Absolutely, and you can really, you know, cater it to what you're doing with in terms of the actual you know, angles of it, right?
Absolutely.
So each one of these is for one of the wings. That's wing forward and that's wing back.
Correct.
Gotcha. So we'll drop her down into float. And like you said, it goes red there to let you know you're in float.
Yep.
Now, this truck, as it's a basic truck, we don't have the 4-wheel drive auto, but we're in 4 high. And once again, this is the gasser.
So I would have it up, lift it up, and then as you start moving forward, then drop it down.
Ah, gotcha. Just to sort of build a little momentum and then drop it.
Yep.
So many little tricks to this. There really are. There's a lot to know.
I think you're going to find, though, that the controller's really intuitive.
It is simple. I love that you can use it, you know, so easily while you're on the move. Yeah, it's no problem at all. And so far, she's plowing real good too. So, like I mentioned, I've been in the diesel, now I'm in the gas. There is no doubt that this gas engine, it doesn't have the torque of the diesel. I mean, this is 464 pound-feet. It's literally almost half of what the diesel makes at 910, and you can feel it. I gotta dig my foot in way harder here and really get the power going. Now, on the flip side though, with this V up front, I'm not being pulled one way or the other. With the straight blade, especially in the heavier snow, it really sucks you in. You're really working at the wheel. You're kind of counter steering constantly. With this V blade, it's easy. You just cruise right through the middle. It throws it out to both sides. Now, of course, it might not be the best way to actually plow a parking lot. You're gonna have to come back and take care of what you just moved. But in terms of ease of use, that is amazing. Then you lift it up and you cruise right away. Wow, this is these are impressive snowplows. This is fun. So again, guys, I mentioned this is a gas truck. We did this in the diesel. There's no doubt that the power in the diesel is way better. I mean, the torque is right there. But here's, I think, really what it comes down to. The price and then the weight rating of your plow, or the weight on the plow, and which plow you're gonna get. So let me throw some numbers up here for you so you can see exactly, you know, the price difference between the engines and then the weight differences, and that could help you make your decision. With all of that information in mind, which one of these two engines would I get? I've got to tell you, I would go with the 6.6 liter diesel engine. I know it costs $10,000 more, and you have to get the 3500 version to get the higher plow weight rating. But even still, you're going to be spending tons of hours in this truck. So I would say it's worth it to spend all of that money to get a truck that's really going to command the snow. The gas engine was good, it got the job done, but the diesel engine was amazing. All of that torque really makes a difference when you're out plowing. All right, everybody, that's it for my fun day out here plowing. Now, I mentioned this off the top, I'll say it again. For the men and women who really use these things every single day to earn their living, these Boss plows are incredible. And then you pair it to a Chevy HD, and you have just such a powerful package you can do so much work with, and I think this thing could earn you quite a bit of money. So guys, that's it for this video. Make sure you go below, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and then come right back here to the channel as we keep bringing you the latest news, views, and real world reviews. See ya.